progress over perfection. It's Sunday night here, and I've committed to my postings and my musings. So here I am, exhausted, up at 4:30 Sunday morning to go to Agape International Spiritual Center for the way of meditation. You got to get your meditation on. And Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith is just a great conduit for love, spirit, and grace. So here I am, showing up. It's late on a Sunday night, and I will be posting on Monday. Here is the book, The Ramp. You've seen it before, you'll see it again. Guaranteed. I'm not going to talk for long, but I just wanted I had a really big download this week. Now, I just want to reiterate, this book that I'm constantly promoting, my daughter reminded me tonight that she said, why are you not talking about The Ramp as if it's not a children's book? Why are you talking about transformation? She didn't fully understand the idea that there's a bunch of metaphors in it. Yes, it's, again, I'll say, I'm not a professional author or writer. Well, I guess I am a professional author. I'm selling books. However, that wasn't really my intention. This is a children's book, but as I said before, there's no pictures in it, so it's not really kind of your typical children's book. I say it's a children's chapter book. It is intended for children. It's a children's story, and it's a very childlike cover, as you can see, and all the characters are machines, so very childlike. But there's a lot of metaphors in here, and this is really something that's come to me post-publishing, right? So I didn't really intend for this to unfold like this, but there's been a lot of stuff downloading around creativity, journey, life journey, purpose, transformation, spiritual practice, which is all big themes in my life. I've spent 35 years-ish, give or take a day or two, in the international TV production world, working for some of the biggest names in the business, the BBC, Discovery Channel, IMG, Reuters, etc., and done a lot of wonderful corporate branded content work with incredible human beings, and I've worked in over 45 countries around the world with some incredible humanitarians, politicians, sports people, and there came a point where the type of work I was doing, this is probably around 10 years ago, just wasn't really suiting me anymore. And so that was around the time when I was guided to Agape International Spiritual Center. Shout out again to Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith and Reverend Coco and all the incredible practitioners there. And around the same time that I was gifted from the universe this wonderful story. And this is just the way it's come out. This is just the way it's been gifted to me. I met two incredible friends on Friday, new friends at Curtis Stone's The Pie Room in Beverly Hills. Now she understood it fully because I was one of the ladies. There's two ladies. One of the ladies, I was having lunch with my dear friend Caleb Martin. Check him out. He's in 1923, the Taylor Sheridan series. Caleb bought me lunch. One of the ladies was asking me all questions. How did it come? Why did it take you 10 years? And I just had to explain it was a download from grace. And the other lady really understood that. She talked in terms of how musicians get songs downloaded to them, right? And a lot of great musicians, I've spoke about this before, Chris Martin from Coldplay talks about this a lot. And I don't know Chris personally, but I've met him years ago, but we're not friends, of course, but I've heard him talk a lot, and I know he has a spiritual practice, and he's dialed into that download of grace. Elizabeth Gilbert, from the famous book Eat, Pray, Love. She wrote a book called Big Magic, touches on the same themes. And that's what the ramp is. It was a download, a really incredible, visceral vision that was, I say, gifted to me. It came through me. These are terms that you can use when you're in touch with what a spiritual practice is. I'm not afraid to use those terms. This is what happens when you kind of start heading down that path, praying, meditating. Anyway, this story was gifted to me. It's a beautiful story, but it's still a children's book. It can be read to kids, absolutely. The intention is to publish it, maybe 10 smaller books with more of a picture book idea. And then, of course, who knows, it may become a series or a movie. I don't know. I'm leaving it to God. Now, what's come up this week around all this was that I watched, sorry, I'm doing this late at night, so I'm roughing it with the lighting, etc. But, perfection. Anyway, I watched this incredible documentary, I'm sure you've seen it, called IAMTIM, about Avicii and his life. And it was really touching. I couldn't sleep. It was very emotional. I found it incredibly emotional. I didn't really follow Avicii that well. I met Aloe Black years ago when that song, Hey Brother, what was the other one? What was the other one? Not Hey Brother, but around the same time. I can't remember. But I met Aloe Black when that song came out that he did with Avicii. And the documentary, it's on Netflix, just showed me that this incredible human being, I think he died when he was 27. He started touring. It was a big vision for him to do music. He couldn't not do music. So I think he started touring when he was 18. Chris Martin appears in the film. They did a song together, or maybe a few songs, I don't know. A Sky Full of Stars was one of the big ones. What came through was that this young man was so tapped in to the download of spirit. Like, I can't imagine that they showed that at the height of what he was doing, he was working non-stop, producing for Chris Martin and a plethora of other stars and big talent. And this young man, Tim, Avicii, they would show shots of him coming off the plane, the private jet, with his laptop open, like he just didn't stop working. He would turn songs around within hours. But what I caught was that he was so in touch with God, with spirit, with grace, that the creative flow was just bursting at the seams with him. It was really powerful. I don't know how he obviously didn't harness the energy, because he utilized it. He produced an incredible amount of work. So it just reminded me that there is this incredible unseen force out there. You can call it God, you can call it spirit, whatever you like, that if you have tools, he was tapped in just naturally. There was nothing else that he was going to do in his life, and he was so humble. He there was a couple of times and shots of him driving along tired. But he would say things like, "I'm not in this for the money or for the cars. I was happy that I could pay my rent or buy food every day. I'm in this for the music, for the art, for the creativity." Going back to all the themes about transformation and dreams, if you really, really can get tapped in to that higher level, no matter what you do, where you are in life, where you are on the path, whether you're a CEO, a CMO, a CFO, a VP in a corporate paradigm, whether you're a creative, whether you're a mixture of both, whether you're a struggling filmmaker, author, student, whatever it is, wherever you are on that, whatever age group and category you want to put yourself in, there is a way, I believe, to tap in to the higher source, which is where this came from. And I believe from what I got from watching Avicii was he was tapped in. Chris Martin knows it. He talked about it. He talks about it. Songs coming at you, being gifted to you. There's a famous band called the Pogues, and the lead singer, Shane MacGowan, he talks about it, being tapped in like that. So it was a very emotional film. He sadly died young. I think he was just spent. He'd given so much. He'd captured so much grace in his short life, and he'd produced so much gold. His final album, I think it was produced posthumously or released posthumously. IAMTIM, or it's called Tim. Some fantastic songs on there, SOS and Heaven, and I think there was a song there with Aloe Black, SOS, and another song with Chris Martin maybe. All that to say is that if you're feeling stuck, there is an unlimited, they say we live in an infinite universe, I believe that. There is an infinite source of good, of gifts, of grace that you can have access to. This is not exclusive to the Chris Martins or the Aviciis of the world. It's not. It's available to all of us, no matter where you are, what paradigm you're in. So this is what I got from this. This gift, which is a beautiful story. Again, I'm not a professional writer. It may not be greatly written. I don't know, but I love the story. I gave one away to a beautiful young boy and his brother at LAX airport. They were with their father. I was with my daughter and my wife. We were plane spotting. And he's about 8 years old, and he wants to be a pilot. So I had one with me, and I was going to photograph it and film it with the planes coming in, but I gave it to the young boy. It's all about dreams and transformation, and knowing that if you tap in to your inner call, it's a call, that you can access something great, something beyond what you ever thought you could do. Avicii was tapped in. He was dialed in so much. It must have been, if you could see the creativity, if there was a way to show it in colours, I'm sure there is on some wavelength or some spectrum. He was bursting at the seams. He couldn't contain it, and it was just incredible. Blessings to his family. They were really upset. Obviously, they were devastated when he died, when he passed away. It was a great loss, obviously. It was their son, and he was very young. But his life was not wasted. And I think that at any age, this goes back to my back nine mindset. At any age, I'm saying this to myself as well. At any age, it's not over. Tap in, dial in, whatever it takes. Hit me up, DM, message me, get the book. I'd love to chat and hear about your stories, or DM me if you want to chat. I've got a calendar booking somewhere. It's in my links, my link tree. We can talk about this back nine mindset, about transformation, about tapping in. I've got a bunch of tools that I use, that I work with, not use, but I utilize. And I'd love to chat. This is fascinating stuff. It's not over. And you can dial in to an incredible, infinite source of good, of knowledge, of creativity. No matter what you do, what field you're in, it doesn't matter. Okay. Have a great week. Talk to you soon.